Are your thoughts holding you back from living your best life? Have you ever found yourself stuck in a loop of endless analysis, unable to make decisions or take action? If so, you're not alone. Many of us struggle with overthinking, and it can have a significant impact on our daily experiences and overall happiness. In this video, we'll explore why we tend to overthink, how it affects us, and most importantly, what we can do to break free from this mental trap. Let's start by diving into the overthinking trap. Excessive thinking often manifests as a constant stream of worries, doubts, and what-ifs that cloud our minds. It's like having an internal dialogue that never stops, analyzing every possible outcome and potential problem. This mental chatter can be exhausting and paralyzing, making it difficult to make even simple decisions or take action on important goals. You might recognize some common signs of overthinking in your own life. Maybe you spend hours mulling over past conversations, imagining different scenarios of how they could have gone. Or perhaps you find yourself endlessly weighing pros and cons before making a choice, only to second-guess yourself afterward. These thought patterns can significantly impact our decision-making abilities and prevent us from taking timely action. But why do we overthink in the first place? There are various psychological factors at play. For many, it stems from a desire for control and certainty in an uncertain world. We might believe that if we think through every possible outcome, we can somehow predict and prepare for anything that might happen. This illusion of control can feel comforting, but it often leads to more anxiety and stress in the long run. Societal pressures and expectations also contribute to our tendency to overthink. In a world that values perfection and success, we may feel the need to analyze every decision to ensure we're making the right choice. Social media and constant connectivity can amplify these pressures, as we're constantly exposed to curated versions of others' lives, leading us to question our own choices and experiences. The cost of overthinking can be substantial. It takes a toll on our mental health and well-being, often leading to increased anxiety, stress, and even depression. When we're caught in a cycle of excessive analysis, we may struggle to relax or enjoy the present moment. This constant mental strain can leave us feeling drained and overwhelmed. Moreover, overthinking can cause us to miss out on valuable opportunities and experiences. When we're too busy analyzing every possible outcome, we may hesitate to take risks or try new things. This can lead to a sense of stagnation in our personal and professional lives, as we remain stuck in our comfort zones, afraid to make a move. To break free from the overthinking trap, it's crucial to learn how to recognize our thought patterns. One key aspect is identifying circular thinking, those repetitive loops of thoughts that don't lead to any productive conclusions. By becoming aware of when we're stuck in these patterns, we can start to interrupt them and redirect our mental energy more effectively. It's also important to distinguish between productive and unproductive thoughts. Productive thinking leads to insights, solutions, or actionable steps. Unproductive thinking, on the other hand, tends to be repetitive, negative, and doesn't result in any meaningful outcomes. Learning to recognize the difference can help us focus our mental energy on thoughts that actually serve us. One powerful antidote to overthinking is focusing on the present moment. When we are fully engaged in the here and now, we give our minds less opportunity to wander into unproductive thought patterns. This doesn't mean we should never plan for the future or reflect on the past, but rather that we should strive for a balance that allows us to fully experience and appreciate our current reality. There are several simple techniques we can use to stay grounded in the present. Deep breathing exercises, for example, can help anchor our attention to our physical sensations, pulling us out of our mental chatter. Mindfulness practices, such as observing our surroundings with curiosity and without judgment, can also help us cultivate a greater sense of presence in our daily lives. Another crucial aspect of overcoming overthinking is learning to value action over analysis. While thoughtful consideration has its place, there comes a point where further thinking becomes counterproductive. Taking action, even if it's imperfect, often leads to more clarity and progress than endless deliberation. This doesn't mean we should act recklessly or without any forethought. Instead, it's about finding a balance between reflection and action. Sometimes, the best way to gain clarity about a situation is to take a small step and see what happens. This approach allows us to gather real-world feedback and adjust our course as needed, rather than trying to predict every possible outcome in advance. When it comes to decision-making, simplifying our approach can be incredibly helpful. One strategy is to set time limits for making choices. By giving ourselves a specific time frame to consider options, we can prevent endless deliberation and force ourselves to move forward. Another useful principle is the concept of good enough. Often, we get caught up in trying to make the perfect decision, when in reality, many choices don't require perfection. By aiming for a solution that's good enough to meet our needs, we can reduce the mental burden of decision-making and move forward more efficiently. Cultivating mental clarity is another important aspect of reducing overthinking. This involves creating space in our minds for intuition and creativity to flourish. Practices like meditation, journaling, or even engaging in physical activities can help quiet the constant chatter in our minds and allow new insights to emerge. It's important to note that the goal isn't to eliminate thinking altogether, but rather to find a healthy balance between thought and action. Reflection and analysis have their place, but they should serve as tools to enhance our lives, not as obstacles that hold us back. One common barrier to taking action is the fear of making mistakes. However, reframing errors as learning opportunities can help us overcome this fear. Every mistake or setback contains valuable information that can guide our future decisions and actions. By adopting this mindset, we can build resilience and become more comfortable with taking risks and trying new things. There's also great joy to be found in spontaneity. When we let go of the need to control and plan every aspect of our lives, we open ourselves up to unexpected experiences and opportunities. This doesn't mean we should abandon all planning, but rather that we should leave room for unplanned moments and be open to where they might lead us. To help reduce overthinking in our daily lives, there are various practical tools and exercises we can employ. One simple technique is the worry time method, where we set aside a specific time each day to address our concerns. This allows us to acknowledge our worries without letting them dominate our entire day. Another helpful strategy is to practice cognitive restructuring. This involves challenging our negative or unproductive thoughts by examining the evidence for and against them. By doing this, we can often identify distortions in our thinking and develop more balanced and realistic perspectives. Technology can also be a useful ally in our quest to reduce overthinking. There are numerous apps and digital tools designed to promote mindfulness, improve focus, and help manage anxiety. While these shouldn't replace professional help if needed, they can be valuable resources for developing healthier thought patterns. Building new habits is crucial for long-term success in overcoming overthinking. This involves creating routines that promote action over rumination. For example, we might establish a rule to take a small step towards our goals each day, no matter how minor it may seem. Over time, these small actions can accumulate into significant progress and help build confidence in our ability to move forward despite our doubts. It's important to approach this process with patience and self-compassion. Breaking the cycle of overthinking is a gradual process, and there may be setbacks along the way. The key is to persist and keep practicing, knowing that each small step is moving us in the right direction. As we work on reducing overthinking, we may find that our overall quality of life improves. With less mental clutter, we can be more present in our relationships, more focused in our work, and more open to new experiences. We may discover a newfound sense of ease and flow in our daily lives, as we learn to trust our instincts and move forward with confidence. Remember, the goal isn't to stop thinking altogether, but rather to think in ways that serve us better. By learning to recognize unproductive thought patterns, focusing on the present moment, taking action, simplifying our decision-making processes, and cultivating mental clarity, we can free ourselves from the overthinking trap and live more fully. In conclusion, while overthinking is a common challenge, it's one that we can overcome with practice and persistence. By implementing the strategies we've discussed, we can learn to quiet the constant chatter in our minds and find a healthier balance between thought and action. This journey towards mental freedom may not always be easy, but the rewards, greater peace of mind, improved decision-making, and a more fulfilling life, are well worth the effort. As you move forward from this video, consider what small step you can take today to begin breaking free from overthinking. Remember, it's not about perfection, but progress. Every time you choose action over endless analysis, you're building a new habit and moving towards a more balanced and fulfilling life. Think less, do more, and watch as new possibilities unfold in your life. The power to change your thought patterns and live more fully is within your reach. It's time to step out of your head and into the world around you. Your thoughts don't have to control you, you have the ability to shape them and use them as tools for growth and positive change. So, what will your first step be? How will you start to break free from overthinking today? The choice is yours, and the possibilities are endless. Here's to a future with less mental clutter and more room for joy, growth, and meaningful experiences. You've got this.